Right now on the news at noon, a Gresham family detained while taking their child to the doctor, now in a Texas detention facility, even though they thought they entered the country legally. And later, officials released the new timeline in the disappearance of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother. But first, the 2026 Olympic Winter Games officially kicks off in Milan, with several Oregon athletes stepping up to compete. Your news at noon starts now. The start of the 2026 Winter Olympic Games. Thanks so much for joining us here at noon. I'm Stephanie Domarat. Roughly an hour ago, opening ceremonies kicked off with intricate performances at the main hub in Milan. Weeks of practice all culminated in a memorable show that featured more than 1,000 volunteers and showcased key aspects of Italian culture, from fine arts to fashion. And it didn't lack star power either, with performances from pop icon Mariah Carey and Italian tenor Andrea Bocelli. And then came the Parade of Nations, which is still happening. When the time comes, flag bearers Frank Del Duca and Aaron Jackson will lead Team USA into the games, all building up to the historic cauldron lighting, where for the first time ever, 2 Olympic flames will be lit 250 miles apart. And as the Winter Games kick into high gear, some of our local athletes are already entering the competition, and other athletes, at the very least, got a first look at their temporary homes. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson has a look at some of the Olympic athletes from Oregon who are set to compete.
Well, let's first start off with qualifiers for big air snowboarding. Hood River's Sean Fitzsimons is making his second Olympic appearance. The broadcast crew describing the 25-year-old style as a wrecking ball, of course, in the best way. Now, Fitzsimons needed a massive score on his final run, but unfortunately didn't have a clean landing and ended up placing 25th. The top 12 advanced, so not quite enough for Fitzsimons. Now, only one American qualified for the finals. His Olympic dreams are not over just yet. He's set to compete in slopestyle on February 16th. And Portland native Jackie Wiles is also hoping to leave her mark as a 4-time Olympian. She'll race for the gold in downhill skiing. That's set for Sunday. And Alessandro Barbieri from Portland gave us a very special behind-the-scenes tour of where the athletes are staying.
Just made it to the U.S. Olympic room. We got our opening ceremonies, some ACG stuff. We got the bed. Not cardboard. I know that Paris had some issues with that.
It's always cool to see a behind-the-scenes view. It makes us feel like we're there with them. Now, Barbieri is set to compete in the snowboarding halfpipe. Qualifiers for that start February 11th. Now, we're also going to be keeping a special eye out for freestyle skier Hunter Hess from Bend later in the games. Back to you.
A very big day for sure. And stay with KGW for all things Olympics. We will have extended coverage of the games and a recap of today's opening ceremony starting tonight at 8 o'clock right here on KGW. All right, well, it is time to get a check of your weather. Let's check in with Chris. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you. We are staring at another beautiful Friday afternoon, but changes afoot here as we go to the weekend. More on that in a second. For now, west of the Cascades, most of us enjoying brilliant sunshine. East side of the Cascades, once again in that low cloud lockdown. This is what it looks like out in the East Gorge right now, out near the Dalles, where the temperatures are in the mid-40s. And those temperatures will not budge much today as you stay underneath those low clouds. Meanwhile, west end of the gorge to the east side of Portland, another breezy day. Not as windy as yesterday, but still pretty windy. Corbett gusting to 60 earlier today. I-205 near Division gusting to nearly 30. So once you get east of 205, it's another breezy day. And then you get out to the coast and there's not a cloud in the sky. It's 57 degrees at lunchtime in Astoria right now. And over downtown Portland, it's mostly clear and at 52 with the light east breeze out at PDX. Okay, the plan for the rest of this afternoon, get out and enjoy if you like the sunshine, and who doesn't during what is typically one of our rainier months of the year. We're going to enjoy that with highs inching their way to the upper 50s. By the way, the record for today is 59. So again, in near record territory again. And then that all ends, and we've got rain. 2 days of rain in our weekend forecast, and lowering Cascade snow levels as well. More on that in just a few minutes, Stephanie.
Okay, we'll see you then, Chris. Thank you. Police arrested 3 people in connection to a shooting that injured 2 people in a northeast Portland motel room last night. Portland police say this happened around 11 p.m. at a motel off Northeast Sandy Boulevard. The 2 injured in the shooting were taken to a hospital and are expected to survive. Portland police says they detained 4 people in connection to the shooting, but ultimately let 1 person go. 2 of the suspects were arrested on warrants. The final suspect faces attempted murder charges. Developing this afternoon, we are learning more about a Gresham family detained by ICE while trying to take their 7-year-old daughter to the doctor. 3 weeks after being detained, they are now being held in a Texas detention center. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz has more on their situation.
A friend tells us the family, including a 7-year-old girl, is barely eating. She says they're sad and confused because they thought they had entered the United States legally. Federal agents picked up the Gresham family, Dariana Lices Gonzalez de Crespo, Yohendry de Jesus Crespo, and their 7-year-old daughter on January 16th outside Adventist Health in Southeast Portland. That's where the parents had taken their daughter to see a doctor. She was suffering from a severe nosebleed. The family friend, Ana Lenadas Mendoza, says conditions at the Texas detention facility have been difficult. 2 measles cases have been reported there. She says the family's health is poor, especially the little girl who can barely eat or sleep.
Por ejemplo, la niña está un poco débil porque no come. Fue lo que me dijo ella el domingo, la niña no come.
Mendoza says the Crespo Gonzalez family came to the U.S. from Venezuela seeking asylum from political violence. She says they believe they were here legally pending a court date for their asylum claim. Though in a statement, the Department of Homeland Security says, quote, these parents illegally entered the U.S. with their daughter in 2024 through the disastrous CBP-1 app and were released into the country by the Biden administration. Any application for asylum does not preclude immigration enforcement. Still, Oregon Congresswoman Maxine Dexter says that the family has an active asylum case and an active court date. She says she tried to visit them yesterday at the Texas Detention ICE facility and will try again once again today after not being able to do so yesterday. Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
Meanwhile, Governor Tina Kotek joined more than 30 Oregon mayors to demand an immediate pause on federal immigration enforcement actions in the state until all recent shootings by federal officers are fully investigated. In early January, 2 Venezuelan immigrants were shot and injured by a Border Patrol agent in Southeast Portland. And during that same month in Minneapolis, federal agents shot and killed Renee Good and Alex Preddy. In a letter to DHS Secretary Kristi Noem and Border Czar Tom Homan, Oregon leaders said in part, quote, the actions of our officers are not making our communities safer. Whenever law enforcement uses lethal force, there must be a full, fair investigation and accountability at the highest legal standard. The letter follows Governor Kotek's January 30th executive order that creates a new council to track reports of immigration enforcement activities and find ways to improve the state's response and support those impacted. Meanwhile, a federal judge ruled that ICE can't arrest people in Oregon without a warrant unless they're likely to escape. A spokesperson for the Homeland Security Department says the ruling won't work and, quote, DHS conducts enforcement operations in line with the U.S. Constitution. One of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit this ruling is connected to is a proposed class action, calls the decision an important check on the federal government. They say the ruling will put a stop to unfounded arrests like Hillsborough grandfather Victor Cruz, who was held for weeks without a warrant despite his legal status.
This fear, this constant sense of being hunted was real. It was actually really real. And now I think there can be a pause.
Judges have issued similar rulings in Colorado and Washington, D.C., which the government is appealing. Coming up, almost a week has passed and investigators still don't have a lead on who abducted Nancy Guthrie. What information they do have. Plus, President Donald Trump is promising to lower prescription drug prices with his own discounted platform. How Trump RX is planning to bring down healthcare costs.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news, live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Welcome back. Nearly a week after the disappearance of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother, investigators don't appear to have any suspects. 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen Saturday night. As of Thursday, investigators said they do believe she is still alive. They have also released a new timeline for her disappearance. Maribel Gonzalez has more.
A $50,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of Nancy Guthrie.
The FBI on Thursday announcing a reward in the case of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie's 84-year-old mother, missing since Sunday. Investigators revealing blood found on Nancy Guthrie's porch was hers.
The blood on the porch, that was one we did. It came back to Nancy.
Authorities also said a front door camera that is missing from the scene detected motion at around 2 a.m. Sunday. That detail, part of the timeline of Guthrie's disappearance, authorities presented. It showed, among other details, that hours after her family dropped her off at home Saturday evening, her doorbell camera disconnected at 1:47 a.m. Sunday. There is no doorbell camera video available, but the system software detected a, quote, person on camera at 2:12 a.m.
Could it have been those other cameras that said person detected?
Sometimes those cameras pick up something and identify it as a person. We don't know how that physically works. What if you get a critter up, walk up to your door?
The timeline shows just minutes later, Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker app lost connection with her phone. Also Thursday, Guthrie's family released another video pleading for her safe return.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We need a way to communicate.
That was Maribel Gonzalez reporting. And in your other national headlines this afternoon, Uber has been ordered to pay $8.5 million to a woman who claimed a driver for the company raped her. The lawsuit was brought against the rideshare giant back in 2023 after a woman in Arizona who was 19 at the time said she was sexually assaulted by her driver. After 3 days of deliberation, a jury found Uber liable for the assault. While Uber plans to appeal the verdict, it could affect the more than 3,000 pending sexual assault and sexual misconduct lawsuits against the rideshare company. A trial date is set in the state of New York's case against the man accused of killing a United Healthcare CEO in 2024. At a pre-trial hearing this morning, a judge tentatively scheduled a trial on state charges for early June. Mangione and his attorneys pushed back on the June start date, saying they wouldn't be ready because of Mangione's upcoming federal trial in April. Mangione faces 9 counts brought by state prosecutors, including second-degree murder. He has pleaded not guilty. The Trump administration launched Trump RX this morning in an effort to slash prescription drug prices. The website is offering coupons for discounted prices on 43 brand name medications, but only if patients pay cash instead of using insurance. The platform's price cuts come through agreements the White House struck with at least 16 drug makers to avoid tariffs. In response, Senator Ron Wyden saying in part, quote, Americans don't want to jump through yet another healthcare hoop on Trump's self-serving website. Patients deserve to leave the doctor's office, go to the pharmacy, and pay a low price for their medicine. No coupon needed, end quote, by Senator Wyden. All right, turning now to your weather. Hey, Chris.
Good afternoon again, Stephanie. After a week of dry weather, we turn our attention to a weekend that's going to be pretty wet. Here's a look at Futurecast. Rainfall projections greater than an inch in the Willamette Valley. We'll walk you through this in your full forecast in just a few minutes.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
All right, welcome back. Happy Friday to you.
Yeah.
What a sunny, warm week we've had.
Yeah, this will warm your heart.
There you go.
We've got a great sunrise time lapse to show you. And did you know, speaking of
pretty.
daylight,
Yes. Is it starting to get
well,
later
we've added 77 minutes of daylight since the
nice.
solstice. And speaking of sunrise, there it is from earlier this morning coming up over the Cascades. I slowed this down a little bit for you to watch. Beautiful, beautiful rising sun out there. And we'll enjoy this because we're not going to see that tomorrow. But we are knocking on the door of 10 hours of daylight now today. So there you go. All right, we're up to 52 degrees last check at PDX, 52 in Beaverton. It's 55 right now in Newport. And across the state, very, very mild west of the Cascades, but even across portions of Central Oregon, Bend right now sitting at 54. The plan for the rest of this afternoon here in Portland has us inching into the upper 50s. And mind you, the record high for today is 59. So another day where we are very close to record territory here for early February, which is just unbelievable, right? We're going to switch that around a little bit as we go to the weekend. So warm and dry this afternoon. Rainy weekend ahead. I've got valleys pretty well dialed in on an inch of rain, give or take, and I'll show you futurecast in just a second. And then the rain tapers off a bit on Monday. If you're questioning what about snow in the Cascades, there will be some, but it doesn't look like a lot. That said, I'll show you that with futurecast in just a second. All right, here are the players with our weather right now. Obviously high and dry here across the Pacific Northwest with the exception of the Columbia Basin, which is under that low cloud lockdown, as we showed you just a few minutes ago. There's our next weather maker. Big low spinning out in the Gulf of Alaska, and a bit of an atmospheric river here that's targeting portions of, well, the Pacific Northwest. And so this quick hitting atmospheric river is going to target the region with a pretty good shot of rain both Saturday and Sunday. So we'll walk you through it here the rest of this afternoon. Again, low clouds east of the Cascades, the Willamette Valley and the beach. Brilliant sunshine taking us through sunset, which is around 5:20 or so this afternoon. Fast forward into the wee hours of tomorrow morning, rain hits the Washington coast first. That rain works its way inland as a lot of folks are just waking up. So I think Saturday is going to be a mostly rainy day. Not terribly heavy rain, but you get the idea. We're pretty well in the rain for most of the day tomorrow. We get a little break overnight, Saturday night and early Sunday, and then the next wave works its way through here Sunday and Sunday evening. We'll be on the backside of the storm system on Monday. All right, how much rain are we looking for? Pretty good soak. I mean, models generally like about an inch plus, and in some cases more than that, up and down the I-5 corridor, and those amounts will be easily double at the coast. Cascade snow levels, again, this is a story. We really need some snow up there. It's 49 right now at Timberline. We're going to get some, but probably not until the tail end of this system. Sunday night and Monday, snow levels dip between 4,000 and 3,500 feet. So pass level travel could be a little snowy by early Monday morning, but 2 to 6 inches is what we're looking at the ski bases, I think, this weekend. All right, it's 59 right now in Lincoln City. It's 51 in Vancouver, and over Salem, it's pushing 50 degrees as well. For the remainder today, high temperatures inching into the mid to upper 50s. We'll keep it mild but cooler tomorrow with rain. Rain Saturday and Sunday. We come out of it Monday. And then indications are next week we go, how about this, back into another run of maybe drier weather as we go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. We'll be right back.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
Welcome back. You are looking at a live look at the stadium in Santa Clara, Levi Stadium, as we count down the hours to Super Bowl 60, just 2 days away. Right now, the Seahawks are squeezing in their final practice before kicking off against the New England Patriots tomorrow afternoon. Of course, but ahead of the big game, actually that'll be Sunday, but ahead of the big game, there was time to reflect on this past season. Last night was the NFL honors, and Seattle head coach Mike Macdonald was up for Coach of the Year, but that instead went to Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel. However, Hawks receiver Jackson Smith was named NFL Offensive Player of the Year for his electric season. His teammate Cooper Kupp won the same award back in 2021 while playing for the Rams. Kupp led them to a Super Bowl ring that very season. And a big update for Sunday. Yesterday, rookie safety Nick Emenwari, who rolled his ankle in practice. But Coach Macdonald says he does expect him to play Sunday. It's considered an ankle sprain, but he told us he's feeling good.
It kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Like nobody really wants to get hurt or banged up during the Super Bowl week or any week at that. So it just kind of caught me off guard. Just a little scared, but Imogen came back and, Doc spoke, and we got a good plan to go for Sunday. So I'll be fine. I'll be good.
All week, Las Vegas has favored the Seahawks in this game. The spread remains at 4.5 points in favor of Seattle. That's more than against the Rams in the NFC Championship. Tomorrow at noon, Seahawks fans are meeting near the Golden Gate Bridge for a big rally ahead of Super Bowl Sunday. Can't get enough of the Seahawks or the Patriots? Well, we know there are a few of you out there, so don't forget to check out our Countdown to Kickoff special. That's every night at 8 o'clock leading up to the Super Bowl. It is only on our free TV streaming app, KGW+. And then you can watch the big game at 3:30 Sunday afternoon right here on KGW. And if you are not a fan of football, how about tuning in instead for the Puppy Bowl? Everyone likes that, right? And this year's game is about actually more than just puppies. This year's Puppy Bowl is featuring older and special needs dogs as well, including some in wheelchairs, some that are sight and hearing impaired, one that's even missing an ear. There will be a total of 150 dogs from 72 different shelters across the U.S., Puerto Rico, and the British Virgin Islands. The puppies are then split into two teams, Team Rough and Team Fluff. They are all winners, though, in my book. Last year, 12.8 million people actually tuned in to watch Team Rough and Team Fluff duke it out at the Puppy Bowl. For comparison, only 8.66 million people actually watched the recent Golden Globes Awards. A lot of people, big fans of dogs. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
All right, happy Friday afternoon. Another look at our weather.
A gorgeous afternoon. If you like the sunshine, enjoy it, because it's going to go bye-bye for the weekend. And of course, we need the rain, so we're not going to cry too much about that. Temperatures in the 50s, upper 50s this afternoon, low 50s tomorrow, and cooler with the east breeze on Sunday. So it's going to be a chilly, wet weekend. A little bit of a little flip-flop from where we've been the last few days.
Sounds pretty good, though. It is winter after all. All right, Chris, thank you. A reminder, you can stream the news at noon on your own schedule. You can download the free KGW Plus TV app, available now on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. We'll see you at 4 o'clock today. Have a great one. Of course, also the Olympic ceremony is still